Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Lockdown with Sid. Absolutely honored and privileged to have with me second degree black belt, Professor Salvo here at Gracie Barra. It's been a privilege, just to come and train at his academy for the last couple of weeks. I'm absolutely overjoyed and I'm so thrilled to be here that I actually convinced him to come on the show just to talk a little bit about Gracie Barra, about the system, the community of Gracie Barra, and also a little bit about understanding his lineage, how he started off. Because again, for guys watching, and we all talk about getting a black belt in BJJ, but none of us have a black belt. So to speak to the master himself, he can talk us a little bit about his journey, how he got it, the trials, the difficulties, and yeah, over to you, Professor. I mean, how did you start off with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? How did you get into it?
So, hi guys, nice to see you all. So this is how it goes, guys. Look, in the early 90s, as most people, I watched the first UFC. I was already training martial arts. I've been a martial artist since I was 10 years old. So we watched the first UFC, everybody got blown away, just like
Yes.
And immediately we started to seek videotapes, immediately we started to seek any instruction that was available. So in those days I had the opportunity of wrestling with my good friend, late Amir Ismaili, father of my current coach, Saeed. And at that time, I started off with some wrestling, and we started to learn some submissions, and we pretty much went on the submission wrestling route. MMA started to become available. This was the thing that we did. I had a few MMA fights. Everything was developing that way. However, the real journey began in Jiu-Jitsu in the early 2000s.
Okay.
So we did what we could up until that point.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s, I met Professor Carlos Lemos Jr. After I met Professor Carlos Lemos Jr., it's very fair to say that my whole journey of martial arts changed. He is a very inspirational gentleman, and he managed to change my view on what I was heading for, what I wanted to do. And what my view was in those early days was, of course, learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to be able to be effective in mixed martial arts.
Yes.
First couple of years I still had that. And I still have that today. I still work with high-level martial artists who fight in some of the biggest organizations in the world. But however, I realized that the mission was so much bigger than doing Jiu-Jitsu just for MMA. The mission became what it is today. What Gracie Barra's slogan is today was to bring Jiu-Jitsu for everyone. The years have gone by, and we are here 2017 now, and I'm still with Professor Carlos Lemos Jr. Those some things never change.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
one of those.
Absolutely. So when did you meet him first? When did you meet?
Like I said, early 2000s. Early 2000s.
Was that in Europe or was it?
It was in Europe. To be precise, it was in Bristol.
Okay.
I believe back then. But Professor Carlos was traveling a lot, did many seminars, and we became friends very quickly. We have so much in common. We became friends very quickly, and I started to tag along. I started to travel with him. Everywhere he went, I would be there. Every seminar he did all over Europe, I was there with him. So our relationship grew stronger and stronger. Today it's really, he is a brother to me.
Yeah.
And I know everybody says, oh, brother. But this is the real thing,
So in terms of application, like obviously you now have your own black belts, and I've rolled with them, and absolutely, what can I say? It's dead. So rolling with your black belts is like you might as well give whatever they want. They can just have it at any point in time. But a lot of people still say that they talk about the gi, and they talk about why do we need to, because a lot of them want to use BJJ for MMA.
Sure.
And they say, oh, gi is not applicable anymore.
I think they're way off course there, to be honest with you. They're way off track. All we've got to do is look into the ADCCs. You look at every champion in every weight division, trains in a gi.
Yes.
But yet goes there and goes and wins the biggest no-gi tournament in the world.
Yes.
Do you think that's a coincidence? I don't think it's a coincidence.
And even like people like Damien Maya, train in the gi, still trains in the gi. So
exactly, you're seeing it for yourself. The guys at the top, girls at the top, still train in the gi today. And if they don't, they've just started. I can name you a few. Holly Holm trains with Professor Tussa, who's a Gracie Barra representative. John Jones, Chell Sonnen trains with Gracie Barra also. Jose Aldo trains in the gi. Anderson Silva trains in the gi. So we're still talking about names which are very relevant today.
Yes.
These guys are training in the gi.
Yeah.
Damien Maya, of course, the biggest example of jiu-jitsu that we have right now in MMA. Jacare Souza, all of those guys, they all train in the gi still.
So I just obviously, a lot of the people who will be watching this will be watching it from India or the subcontinent.
Sure.
So there is no, everybody knows about the Gracie family, but maybe not as familiar with Gracie Barra.
Sure.
Because we don't have too many Gracie Barras in Asia.
Yeah.
So can you just talk us a little bit about Gracie Barra, the concept, and obviously, how we can help from?
Okay, so Gracie Barra, guys, is formed by Master Carlos Gracie Jr. Master Carlos Gracie Jr. is the son of Grandmaster Carlos Gracie, the first man to learn jiu-jitsu from Maeda. Okay, so he learned jiu-jitsu from Maeda, the first Gracie to learn jiu-jitsu from Maeda. Consequently, Master Carlos went on to teach his brothers, which includes Grandmaster Helio. But the first guy was Grandmaster Carlos. So, Master Carlos Gracie Jr. learns from his older brother Hollis Gracie. When Hollis had died, he kind of took over a good portion of his students, opened a school in Barra de Tijuca. This is why the name becomes Barra, Gracie Barra. And instead of like everybody else that, put their own name on the door, Castle Gracie and so on and so on, Master Carlos thought, okay, we've got about 10 Gracies training in this school in Barra de Tijuca. I don't want to be a selfish guy, I put my name on that. So, he respected everybody else who was training there. Henzo was training there, Helion was training there, Hyan was training there, Half was training there, and so many other legendary fighters to come after that. But that's it. That is the reason that he called it Gracie Barra, because it was the Gracies of Barra. Okay. Today, Gracie Barra, we are lucky to span worldwide. We have over 700 schools. Wow. We are growing rapidly, and the most important thing, or one of the most important things for us these days, is to make sure that we are doing the best job we possibly can. So through Gracie Barra, we have educational systems such as the ICP, Instructor Certification Programs, which enables each professor, instructor, coach, or in places like India where there isn't black belts readily available every day, and there may be a blue belt, there may be a purple belt. Through the ICP, he can get to understand the way of Master Carlos Gracie Jr. So it's like you are learning directly from him, and hundreds of other black belts who have had input into this beautiful course, which I'm very happy to do this course myself every year. I've actually just completed my 6th ICP course, which is fantastic.
So we spoke a little bit off camera about this issue. Like we have a lot of karate guys and a lot of kung fu guys and Shaolin guys who don't believe that BJJ works. And a lot of times they will come to our academy and they challenge us. So you told us a couple of funny stories which I thought these guys will find fascinating. So there was the prisoner story which you told us about. Which one? This guy went to jail and he had this aura. Everyone was like, he had an academy there as well, I think.
Yes. So, what is happening right now in Asia, guys, is something that I already went through in the south of Italy especially. Because I had an academy there for a good amount of years. And one of the stories I told Sid was that there was this I'm not going to mention any names because I don't think it's fair to do that, but there was a gentleman who, when I was a young boy, he was already teaching karate and judo. And when I returned to Sicily to then open a Gracie Barra school, this guy was somewhat of a myth, legend around the town. And all the other instructors of judo, jiu-jitsu, karate, they were like, you know, a little scared of this guy, a little scared of, you know, the name of this guy. So this gentleman who had been in prison for some illegal going-ons that he was involved with. And one day I get a phone call from one of the local karate teachers who happens to be a friend of mine also. He phones me up and said, "Hey Sal, we got to talk." So I went over and I spoke with him, and he said to me, "Oh, you know, so-and-so is coming out of prison and he's coming back. You know, we're just really worried." I said, "Man," I said, "let him come out. You know, let him come out and do his thing just like we're doing our thing. You're doing your thing with karate, which is separate to me doing my Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And when he comes out, he'll be doing his own thing." And he came out of prison. He had heard about me, you know, establishing myself back in my hometown. And he decided to come and pay us a visit on the mat. So comes a knock on the door. Guy knocks on the door. It's a winter's night. We open the door. He comes in ready with his gi on. Black belt, ready to go. So he jumps on the mat. And at the time I put him to roll with my 16-year-old cousin. 15 or 16, I can't remember exactly. I think it was 15 or 16. And, you know, they start rolling. My little cousin starts to submit this guy with everything under the book. Everything that is available in jiu-jitsu, he starts catching him with. Arm bars, triangles, chokes, everything. So then the guy stands up at the end of the class, says, "Guys, you guys got a real martial art going on here." Claps his hands, turns around, leaves the door. We never saw him again on the mat.
Never comes back again.
Never came back again. And this was the myth of this gentleman that was so well known. His skills were so fierce to everybody, you know.
Yeah.
So the truth is, sometimes, you know, the myth is bigger than what it is.
Yeah. And I think also the fact is that you could be learning a bunch of martial arts, but if you don't know jiu-jitsu and you fight someone who does, it's almost an unfair fight.
It is. I completely agree with you. You know, becoming a higher level, a black belt, a brown belt, you know, a purple belt, becoming a higher level jiu-jitsu practitioner will instill in you a lot of confidence. You know, there is nowhere in the world that I walk through a street and I feel uneasy or unsafe. You know, thank God, jiu-jitsu has been one of those tools that has given not just me, but thousands of practitioners confidence to be able to be themselves and to be able to stand up to any controversy that could come their way. I'm not a guy that goes out and fights or street fights, you know. I'm a family man, I have a wife and I have children. And, you know, that is not what I do. But yet, I still feel very, very confident that, you know, I'm able to protect myself and my family wherever we go.
So, I mean, what I find very fascinating about Gracie Barra is the concept of jiu-jitsu for everyone. So that can you just talk me through you know, what does that concept mean and how it could apply to maybe India or other countries, Asian countries?
Look, jiu-jitsu for everyone is the dream of Grandmaster Carlos. Grandmaster Carlos said that, you know, his dream will be fulfilled when there is a school in every city of the world. For every person that puts on a gi, he said, they will be fulfilling my dream. Jiu-jitsu for everyone is like this. If I'm 20 years old, 18 years old, and I'm only teaching those people of those ages who are in their full youth, all I'm teaching is competitors, young men who want to go out and compete. I want to be able to teach Children as young as 3 come to our school. You've seen for yourself.
Yes.
You've taken part in those classes. We have beautiful groups of children training at the academy from as young as 3. We have ladies and gentlemen training well over their 50s and 60s. This is, again, another huge part of Jiu-Jitsu. Huge. Because it cannot be, guys, that, our life and our sport in life spans only between 18 and 35. Then what? We're no good anymore?
Yeah.
So I don't believe in that. And neither does Gracie Barra, Gracie Barra believes, we all believe at Gracie Barra, that we can give Jiu-Jitsu to everybody. We can teach Jiu-Jitsu to everyone. And it will benefit their life greatly. Their life greatly. Not just the Jiu-Jitsu aspect. You know that by training Jiu-Jitsu, it makes me eat a certain way.
Yes.
It makes me not drink massive amounts of alcohol. It makes me behave in a certain way. It gives me a certain posture
Yes.
of being a responsible human being, I believe. This is what Gracie Barra Jiu-Jitsu does.
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu for everyone is that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, one of the things was, once I started training, I realized if I'm eating junk food, the next day straight away on the mats I was struggling.
Absolutely.
So you have to almost change your lifestyle and make it in a way that your jiu-jitsu gets better. And through your jiu-jitsu getting better, your life gets better.
Yeah.
So it's a two-way street, and it's the benefits are immense, not just the physical side of it. People have also spoken about the spiritual side of it, how relaxed it makes you, how happy, content in life it makes you. So the next question is a little, not controversial, but I'm going to ask anyway. So we don't have an academy in India.
Yes.
We don't have any Gracie Barra in India. Obviously one of my goals coming here was to meet you and understand the Gracie Barra system, because we never trained there. And we would want to bring Gracie Barra to India. So one of the things I want to ask you was, if you do set up an academy in India, would we obviously be honored if you could be a professor in the academy, because we would want someone with your expertise and your know-how, and the team. I mean, the Gracie Barra team that we have here, we can bring them on for seminars and things like that. I rode with Graham, he's a brown belt, but really, he's not really. In my head, he's black belt. Because when I rode with him and I get
Graham's a brown belt.
Yeah, he's a brown belt. He's a brown belt. So the different levels.
He's a great guy, and his jiu-jitsu is, fantastic.
Yeah.
But everybody has their own course.
Yes.
Right now, Graham is a brown belt.
Yeah.
He will be a brown belt till it's time.
Till it's time to become black belt. Exactly. But again, it's for me, when I look at the people and I roll with them, you sort of say, once you grip someone, you sort of understand, he knows what he's doing.
But let me just reverse something.
Yes.
First of all, I'm going to say, of course, I would gladly accept to be the professor of your
It
school
would be an honor.
in India, and I'm very happy to do that, and I'm very happy, guys, because not only will I be coming to India to visit you guys and share my jiu-jitsu knowledge with you, but once we set up a official Gracie Barra school in India, you will have full support from the whole Gracie Barra network.
Yeah.
And that is the beauty of Gracie Barra, guys. Getting back to Graham, he is the prime example of jiu-jitsu for everyone.
Yeah.
Graham is 45 years old. He's not a big guy. He does not look intimidating. He works a 9-to-5 job. He has a wife and 2 children.
Yeah.
Graham is the guy next door. You roll with Graham on the mats and you're telling me what you're telling me, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't pick him out. He just asked me, do you want to roll with me?
Sure.
I said, okay. I had a couple of difficult roles, and I thought, okay,
Yeah.
brown belt, he's smaller than me, could be a nice, interesting role.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was just, I was getting swept on my ass, and I was,
He's a very technical guy.
very technical. And again, it's not just him. There's so many people I've rolled with, and everyone has their own style, and I've spoken to you about it. Like
Yes.
it's not some academies you go, what the professor does, everyone else does.
Yeah.
Here, everyone has their own style.
Yes.
They've got everything that they know from you,
Yeah.
but they've chosen things that work based on their learnings for their body type.
This is what I personally encourage, and what Gracie Barra encourages.
All right, so that was our episode with Professor Salvo. I'm sure you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. we probably will have him again when he comes to India for the podcast. But for us, from myself personally and everyone watching in India, so it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
And hopefully, we'll have you in for some seminars, some training classes, and if people are traveling to the UK, you must definitely come down to the academy. It's not far from London, and Bath is a very, very, very hospitable place. Big
Very touristy place.
Very touristy place, very beautiful, great weather, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. You can follow Professor Salvo on Instagram,
On Facebook and Twitter, guys. I'm there. Gracie Barra or at Salvo BJJ.
Perfect.
Guys, I look forward to seeing you all in India real soon. I'm gonna come and spend some time with Sid out there. I'm gonna help him set up his Gracie Barra school, and I hope to see you on the mat.
Cool, guys. Follow me on CFC Sid. Subscribe to our channel, and we'll bring you more exciting stuff, more fighters from Gracie Barra, and you'll get to learn a lot of stuff. All right.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Professor. Thank you. I appreciate it.